Trigger warning, this is raw. It's about violence, abuse, homelessness, foster care, and survival. I will be mentioning my own experiences and not taking court-ordered prescription drugs as a minor in foster care. I'm not a doctor, and I do not recommend anyone go against professional medical advice. If you've lived any part of this, take care of yourself while you listen. You know if you're ready. So I was born in the 80s. I was removed at birth and born into a case, not a family. 17 years inside state custody with dozens of homes, dozens of facilities. And when it got bad enough, when the abuse and the violence was too much, my body made the choice for me. I ran away from the adults and their children who called it safety, but made it worse. Not to a better place, because there was none, but just away. I'd rather die in the streets, hungry and dirty, than go back to the alternative. I have slept in newspaper recycling bins so that I would not freeze, and hiding under paper and magazines so that I'd not become a victim and be victimized while I slept. So while other kids were being tucked into beds, I was curled up in newspaper alone and questioning if I should just self-delete. That never left me. So my whole life, I have been wired for survival. I wake up every day at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I only sleep 4 or 5 hours at a time. I don't know what safe sleep should actually feel like. Hypervigilance is not a symptom for me, it's my lifestyle. And my nervous system has never believed I was safe, so it never powers down. That's the cost of childhood trauma. Your body becomes the alarm that never shuts off. And while other kids were being loved, nurtured, protected, and celebrating birthdays, Christmas, and family dinners, I didn't learn any of that. I learned how to read people before they exploded. I learned how to counter before fists landed, and how to strike before being struck. And when violence came, there was no escape. Running was weakness. Running made you prey, so you learned to grab anything close and fight for your life. I learned that nobody was coming to save me and to be my own hero. That's survival. That's what state custody can create in a child. That's what people don't understand about this system. It doesn't just scar you physically. It rewires your psychology. Constant vigilance, emotional detachment, conditioning you to mistrust nurture, because comfort never lasts. This is not dysfunction. This is survival logic. That's what happens when your nervous system is coded for trauma and your only safe response is to fight or be broken. Very early on, they coded me. First, I was coded as easy to manage, so I was routed to foster families that were in the system's good graces, meaning that they had proven that they would follow all the state recommendations, so they got an easy kid to manage. Of course, they didn't qualify for more money because there's very little risk factors, but then ADHD and Ritalin came out. And the state kids became the testing ground for this new drug pipeline. ADHD wasn't about care. It was about billing, it was about diagnosing, and it was about medicating and tracking. But from my experience, this drug removes your own voice and your conscience. It replaces it at first with nothingness, and after a few therapy sessions, there appears a new voice. But it's not yours. They sat me in psych sessions for hundreds of hours trying to reprogram me. But I cheeked my pills. That's why I remember everything, and that's why I can think today. And here's the truth. Every single bad thing that can happen to a child happened to me as a ward of the state. SA, extreme violence, confinement, homelessness, all of it, while I was in the care of the state. So if you've felt pieces of this, the hiding, the freezing, the hunger, the not feeling loved, the hypervigilance, know this. It was not your fault, and you're not alone. The system did this to a whole bunch of us. They didn't just hurt us. They built us into survivors who can see through these lies. And that's who I am. Loving, maybe. But dangerous, definitely. Because I remember it all. They raised me in survival, and now I speak what they thought I'd never be able to say. I created Fostering Reality and Reality Decoded, not to tell my own story, not to garner sympathy. I created these for you, whoever you are. Whether you know it or not, you're involved. To every aged out foster care survivor, hear me. We are the system's return. We are the ones that they built this machine on. The ones they thought would OD, self-delete, get locked up, or stay silent. But there's a bunch of us and we're here. We're alive and we're all speaking. They thought they'd erased us. Instead, they created us. We are dangerous because we remember everything.